All right, guys, Club Top Shot is back. We had a little hiatus last week, and we still got a thin bench. We got MBL in Israel, we got Andy in Spain, we got Jack at a WNBA game, a truly multi-international co-host grouping we have here on CTS tonight. But we have our friend Justin Herzig from Own the Moment and ETR joining us. And we got Peter Jennings back in the saddle after some of his travels as well. We're going to talk some NFTs, some best ball in the intersection of both of those things. Going to be a fun show tonight on Club Top Shot. Justin Herzig, Peter Jennings, how are we doing, guys?
Good.
What's up, Justin? Doing well. It's been a fun summer. I got to see a little. I saw both of you guys in the past month or so. Well, Pete in New York, Peter down in Austin. It's been going well.
New York must have been a better climate than Austin.
Oh my God.
Well, I remember from our group chat because it was Andy was roasting you guys for going to Consensus, going to Austin in July, and it seemed like he had the right take on that one.
There's no reason a conference or anything should be in Texas in July, like in summer. I mean, like if you're going there for the lake, like for a boys trip or something, and it's fine. But yeah, just walking from building to building to go to like the conference, it was disgusting, but it was fun.
It was fun, but yeah, it was disgusting. And it's fun to speak. And man, I just completely blew it. I had a chance to win a Bitcoin in a 3-point contest, and I could not get comfortable on this hoop.
Wait, who was it against? I don't think I heard this story.
There's like every day, there's like 50 people that you could like shoot against. And
this is your dream.
I've never had a bigger dream in my life. I have fantasies about this.
Just it was 3-point shooting. Only 3-point shooting.
It was literally a 3-point shot, and there's like 50 people, and the winner gets 1 Bitcoin. I mean, talk about a dream scenario.
The only good thing is when the conference happened, the Bitcoin was 40,000, and a week later it was 20. So theoretically, you might have gotten it at 40 and then been taxed at 40, and then not done anything with it. So like, it may have been a loss at the end of the day.
Real quick in the chat, do you guys not watch my cold open? I literally described all of this. Justin is our friend from Own the Moment in the Owners Club doing best ball content at ETR. I told you MBL was in Israel. How many more times do I have to describe this for you guys? Goodness. So yeah, and Pete, and then you were just in, I listened to the Three Donkeys, which by the way, so glad to have that podcast back. Heard you were gallivanting about in Montana. I got very jealous. I had gone there a few years back. My buddy is near Kalispell in Flathead Lake, and it truly is just like one of the greatest places on earth.
That's where I flew into, and we were in Whitefish, which is I assume close. It was like a 25-minute drive from Kalispell. So Whitefish was awesome. It was light outside till like 10:30. AP Summit, really, really cool. Met a lot of interesting people, and hopefully I'm invited back going forward. Hopefully I didn't do anything too stupid to not get invited back. But
wait, now I got to hear this. What are you in your head about that might have been too stupid to get invited back?
I don't think I did anything. I thought I was on my A game. We played golf. I mean, it couldn't have been better. It was golf, talking, gambling, having fun. Like it was my kind of crowd. So it was a ton of fun.
How much was it actually gambling versus talking gambling? And then do you feel like when you're on the golf course and you're making bets, is it, I'm going against the top advantage players in the world? Like,
we weren't gambling like at all versus each other. The golf was for like beers. The poker tournament was like $20. And yeah, it was some of the sharpest, biggest gamblers. A lot of it was just like hanging out, smoking weed, drinking beer, hiking. While we were golfing, there was like a big group of people that played like board games for the day. So I know that sounds nerdy, but I love that kind of stuff. So it seemed awesome.
I was on with Dink earlier today, and he said he's played 25,000 games of Ticket to Ride on his phone.
Wow.
Dink is in full-on decompress mode. I love when NBA season ends. Leone has him as a mule in all these best ball drafts, and he shows up to our Club Top Shot live taping. Apparently playing all kinds of games on his phone. He's basically retired now.
All those guys are coming to Colorado. Justin, you're not. Are you coming to the ETR event?
I'm not. No, Leone's on his way today. Dink said he's going next week. I've been doing a little too much traveling, so I'm staying out here in Florida for a little.
I'm in the same boat. I was just the last 6 weeks. I think I've been in Colorado like 5 days out of the last 6 weeks. I went to Nashville, Vegas, Miami, Austin, Napa, Montana, and then we were up in the mountains. So it's just been like a crazy stretch. So sorry I haven't been able to make the club, but I've been on a traveling binge. And now I'm home.
It sounds insane. I'm like staring down the barrel here of August with we just had an offer accepted on a house that we put in, and then getting our place ready to move, and then of course all the baby stuff. And I'm just like, Pete, you're my aspirational goals, just having the kids, still being able to go to travel every weekend, go to Montana, play board games all day. I mean, it really is the dream.
So we brought Gracie on a couple of these trips, and she was great. We flew with her for the first time. Yeah. Hashtag not as rich is a better way of putting it. But yeah, it was good times. We brought Gracie to Napa, and everything went so well until the flight home that we had to wait, which is like the whole thing, like the first on the plane ride out, we like set it up so Gracie would be like on the plane and during her normal nap schedule. She slept the entire flight to San Francisco. Then on the way back, we kind of had a similar setup. And unfortunately, we had to wait like on the runway for like an hour for the co-pilot to show up.
Oh, no.
Disaster. And then Gracie got bored and she made herself throw up all over herself, which was a disaster. And then Ashley, as she was like trying to clean it up, knocked over her Diet Coke completely over my laptop, literally all over my laptop, and completely fried. And then I got the best line. Like it was so bad. Like Gracie was a mess. Ashley's freaked out. And I'm like, oh, my computer's toast. Like, is what it is. And then the flight attendant comes up and like, are you guys together? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, oh, okay, thank goodness. Like, because it was a doomsday scenario. But
holy cow!
Every bit of travel was awesome outside of that moment. And Gracie did great in the mountains. And yeah, Pete, if you can mix in a little bit of travel, I would do the travel in state. That would be my big recommendation: is travel in state with a baby. But you should be able to get away.
I have one carve out post baby already, and that's Underdog's Super Bowl extravaganza in Phoenix. That's my one thing I'm going to make happen for sure. Post baby,
I'm going to try to get down there for that too.
We'll be there. We're having a major event around it, and I don't think I'm leaking too much here because it's also the Waste Management Open, and
it is
that same weekend. So it's going to be a fun time.
Is it the same weekend?
I think it's the exact same weekend. I don't think it's the weekend it's open for long. Yeah, right.
That's an utter disaster.
Yeah.
Normally it's the weekend before, I feel like.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
there's
wrong,
some
then
overlap there.
But I'll look real quick. Or actually, no, I don't want to look. Chat, tell me. I know you were
maybe it's not. Maybe it's always the same. That's going to be trouble. I'm such an old man. I want to like go to things after everyone else goes. Oh my gosh. Like this for our mountain trip, everyone went up to Vail during 4th of July weekend, and we went up Tuesday, the day after 4th of July. Like everyone's in traffic going back, and we're smooth sailing, and then we leave. Everyone's going up for the weekend. You want to be on the opposite side of traffic.
Yeah. I mean, and right now too, because I'm heading out to Colorado next week as well. Complete coincidence that I'm going to be overlapping with the ETR retreat. I haven't seen my parents since pre-pandemic, so we're going to go out there. I'm going to try to make it over to the ETR event.
What are your dates, Pete?
We're flying Wednesday night and to Sunday night.
You're going to come play golf with Dink and all of us, huh? I'm going to get
I'm going to pick my spots. My plan is to swing by the tail end of the ETR party, and then I think we're going over to Levitan's Friday night.
And you're going to get an excuse to come play golf. And Matt, David, I'll be there. No, some of these guys don't even go. All you have to do is show up and smoke joints and drink beer.
Pete, trust me, that sounds incredible. It's not like you have to sell me on smoking joints and playing golf. It's that I'm going to be with my pregnant wife out in Colorado with my parents who I haven't seen.
Stick her with your parents. Should be great. Go buy her something. Can you bribe your wife?
I mean, we're going to have to figure that out.
Let me give you some coaching on bribes. It works out really well until it doesn't.
What's Ashley going to be doing? You can get some retail therapy in. That's a good thing.
Perfect. Yeah. Ashley can host.
What in Levitan, is he having a midlife crisis? Is he in Paris right now? I mean,
He's
does
in
this guy
France.
ever work anymore?
Just live streaming the Eiffel Tower, just walking up the Eiffel Tower with thousands of people watching. Like, it's incredible.
But by the way, cheers, guys. It's great being with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We got some drinks.
Cheers.
Cheers to Club Top Shot. What are you guys drinking tonight?
I just poured a little whiskey.
Nice.
I've got a local sour, tropical paracosm, sour ale with mango, passion fruit, dragon fruit. It's pretty good.
That sounds like my alley. I'm drinking some chalk wine, some Camus.
Oh, love Camus.
So Justin, someone in the chat, John, had asked any word on OTM Premium getting released. I know you guys have been up to a lot of stuff. You got the Jokers NFT release. There was some information leaked out about that today. Obviously, this ties into OTM Premium. So what's the best way to answer John's question?
Yeah, we don't have an exact date, and if we do, I'm not allowed to say it, but not like we just don't have it. But the plan is basically Jolly Jokers. When you get your Jolly Joker, you then get that lifetime access to the NBA Top Shot and NFL All Day Premium. And then shortly after that is when we will turn it off and make it subscriber only. So you'll still have the subscription option. I think it's we're going to have that discount rate to begin with, but basically it's first Jolly Jokers. When Jolly Joker mints, you then either need to have a Jolly Joker in your wallet to get access to OTM Premium or pay for the annual subscription or any of the subscription practices.
Yep. And it was just announced today, Deposit Kingdom, we are going to be a community partner for the Jolly Jokers. And so if you are signing up and you have any intention of getting OTM Premium, obviously getting the Joker is the best way to do that. The part I'm personally most excited about is access to some special TOC best ball tournaments. And if you guys watched some of my streams last year during the football season, me and Zakarian got very into the TOC best ball contest. It's like the very first, everyone always talks about with NFTs, like until there's real utility, until you can actually get caught up in a game or a product, that's when it like transcends being an NFT. TOC, and I'm not just saying this because Justin's here, that was like the first thing for me where I was like, no, I'm actually just enjoying playing this game, and it happens to be an NFT. So Justin, tell the people, how does the TOC and kind of Jolly Jokers universe overlap?
Yeah, and I mean, so when you think about like, I mean, we started back in January, and that was like all analytics platform for the first 6 months. Then it was July last year. That exactly what you're saying. It was, hey, there's so much more this technology can do. How do we take it the next step? Utility gamification. And that's where, okay, let's build the Owners Club. That went out. Okay, $1.5 million, live final Miami. Overzet almost won his own $1 million while he was there. That was like the fun next step. Now this year, it's okay, we're building the OTM Rumble. We're going to have the full TOC. And now there's also the Jolly Jokers, which are going to have their own token gated contests. So for TOC this year, starting in August, we're going to have the best ball where you get a pack, open that pack, start with 20 cards, choose 12. That's your lineup for the year. And those prizes can go all the way up to a few million based off like how many we actually sell. It just keeps going up. And then for the Jolly Joker, that's where it's, hey, 100K from the mint just going directly to a specifically Jolly Joker gated contest. And there's tiers for that and such. But it's the same stuff that we had with the fun from playoffs last year. But now we get it for that full season.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't play last year, what was really fun, so they had the in-season contest, which was, you know, like best ball, but on like a weekly basis, essentially. But then they also had the playoff one, which was you open up these packs and then set your lineup for the playoff contest. So it kind of mirrored a little bit of the concepts from the Underdog playoff strategy, which we all love so much. And now I'm really excited because you guys are going to have like a season-long version of the packs this year where we can rip those packs. And how many cards do we get in that, and versus how many we have to set for our lineup?
Yeah, so it's $10. Each pack has 20 cards in it. You then select 12 to create and mint your lineup. And then each week we'll take your top scoring 6 from QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and 1 super flex. So it still has that, like, it's the easiest way to play fantasy football where you just start with that pack, pick your lineup. And the cool thing is, and I know Andy's been talking a lot about this, and when we were in New York chatted about it, but because these are NFTs, you can buy, mint, and sell on the secondary market your actual entry. And so let's say you have a team that gets off to a really hot start, but you're not too bullish on them. You can sell them to someone else who maybe thinks that has a better chance or something. And straight from the leaderboard, you can see, okay, this is in first place. I can put, I'll buy that for whatever the price is. So it really has the functionality of the NFT all throughout.
Yeah. Yep. And Deposit Kingdom is a community partner. Clay here, Knights of Degen community partner, and they're doing a very cool thing. And I was actually talking to Justin yesterday, and there's a percentage of the profits from the mint and from secondary sales that go to the community wallets. I already talked to Justin. I said, if you sign up via the Deposit Kingdom dropdown, we're not going to touch any of that money. And I'm going to have these guys create a playoff contest solely for Deposit Kingdom members who sign up via the community program. And any money that our community wallet gets is going to go to that contest. So if you guys end up signing up via that, we will be building out a bankroll for a prize pool here with a playoff contest, which I know all three of us, I think, are just absolutely obsessed with playoff best ball contests in general.
Yeah, no, we love it. And I mean, yeah, KOD, you've got Deposit Kingdom. I think we have 26 partners in total right now. A lot of this has all been built on the idea of, hey, we want to focus on inclusivity. We want to bring in as many people into the space. For us as a business, like we want to, people to be using the analytics site. We want people to be playing on the fantasy sports. But from an actual PFP standpoint, this is far more about just bringing people into the community, finding out other projects such as Knights of Degen and some of the other great partners that we have. And so, yeah, as an additional incentive for people to come and rep their community, you'll play in like kind of cross-community gamification contests, but also 10% of the mint goes back to that community and 50% of the royalties in perpetuity as well. And so that's the stuff that allows us to do playoff contests specifically for Deposit Kingdom people or whatever Knights of Degen wants to do or any of these other community partners. There's lots of fun ways to, hey, distribute that money back to the community.
I have 3 Knights now. Does that get me anything? What do I need to do with my Knights? Drew got me to buy some Knights. What do I need to do?
Knights are great. Did you get your steeds?
Dude, I did not get the steeds. I need to get the steeds, apparently.
It's okay.
Hey,
I bought 25 Knights in one day on behalf of OTM. That was a fun day of sweeping the floor.
I want to go around the horn because I legitimately am going to have to think for my answer to this. What is the last NFT you guys have purchased?
Not counting Top Shot.
Yeah, let's do not including Top Shot. Pete, do you know?
3 Knights. That was my last NFT purchase.
When was that?
That was my only NFT purchase in like the last. Gosh, I mean, that might be my only purchase of the year. Maybe we bought a punk though. Maybe bought a punk.
Wait, you don't remember buying a punk? I mean,
that's not true. I bought.
It's my biggest life event. I make a video about it, and you casually forget buying a punk.
Well, we sold the punk at the end of the year, and then we bought another punk. Was that the end of the year, or was that this year?
Oh, that was the end of the year. Pete's big tax harvesting play. No, you were correct on that.
By the way, who was right on that one, Pete?
I just said you were right, Pete. I just want to be consulted next time.
Pete, who was right on that one?
I just said you were right. I just want to be consulted. I feel like I'm your wife right now. I just want to be involved in the communication.
Well, now it's on your shoulders, bud. It's perfect.
I know. I'm moving around. I'm thinking about my open house. I'm like, I gotta fucking get my, CryptoPunk security locked down. God.
Yeah. It's tough world out there. No, and I agree. You were 100% right. I'm being consulted. I'm just I'm basking in one of my only good decisions to end the year.
That'll get clipped later, so it's okay.
I have had quite a few bad decisions. I bought 3 Knights of Degen. I think I bought the Krypton Goon at the end of last year, but maybe this year, and that's it.
Yeah, I bought the our friends over at the Hot Dugs. They moved their mint to a free mint to help mint that out. So I blasted off on a bunch of those. It looks like that was 2 months ago, May 23rd. That was the last time I purchased a free NFT with gas.
For me, it actually was, we did a podcast with one of the co-founders of Dapper Labs way back in the day, Mac Flavel. And he's got like a little fun side project called Ronin. And so I bought a couple of those just to show a little support.
So Justin, how do you think, I mean, you guys you're obviously in build mode. We've talked to Andy a lot about it on, CTS, about how this is a time where you really feel like you can put your head down without, distractions. On the other hand, like so much of getting momentum with NFT projects and you guys doing a tool site, it is like, when the market's pumping, like people are interested in tools. They're interested in trying to chase these mints. Like, how do you weigh that of like, hey, we're building, but we also need like overall enthusiasm with the NFT market to kind of meet this demand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. So we've been talking about doing like a PFP for like literally a year. And not that that's unique because a lot of people launched them a year ago. But for us, it was, well, we didn't want to deliver these and then make them for promises. Well, we're going to build for the future. And we were so focused on building the analytics site and building the actual owners club and all the gamification utility aspects. Fast forward to now, it's okay. We actually feel confident that what we can deliver is through an actual utility model. And what? If you're going to be a subscriber of OTM Premium, it pays off itself in 18 months. If you're going to be playing the gamification aspects, you enjoy the TOC, you enjoy the Rumble, you enjoy those playing those things, like it makes sense you join this community. And so for us, like, yeah, we haven't been spending any time like trying to do the hype aspect. We don't have any like crazy promises of the future aspect. It's far more of, hey, this is utility based. As Dapper continues to spend those tens of millions of dollars to bring people in, we think they're going to want to use OTM to, become more informed, better collectors. And if that's the case, then these are going to increase in demand over time as just more people enter this space. If you're not bullish on Dapper Labs, if you're not bullish on gamification of NFTs, then like you shouldn't buy this as just like a speculative thing. Like you're doing it because you enjoy it aspects. And there's the larger ecosystem play, making a bet on flow. That's one thing we're really pushing for the past couple months is we're moving everything over to flow because we think that's just where the future of sports, gamification, Web3 sports aspects are.
Pete, how are you feeling about the market right now? Because I feel like we're in a weird space. Obviously, Bitcoin, ETH prices are way, way below all-time highs. And yet on the other hand, like we're seeing a ton of movement in the punks market, some big bids out on those. Like, how are you reconciling, being in a bear market, but still kind of some heat on some of these projects?
Yeah, the punks has been awesome to see. An ape punk was bought for 2,500 ETH, I believe.
Yeah, 2.5 million.
So that's good to see. I think punks are really interesting. This is where I'd love to be accumulating certain assets, and I definitely have my eyes on certain things, but I do think we could see further legs down. I think NFTs and crypto have finally kind of caught up with what else is going on. This was hilarious, by the way. This was at a 20. This had a
5 minutes ago.
That had a 2,500 ETH bid, so then someone else went 0.1 above.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Dude, what do you think's driving this little punks renaissance right now?
I mean, I'm so biased, but I still think that just like hands down, like the Grail NFT with the history. I think the Yuga Labs thing diluted it slightly, but you can make arguments that that's a good thing. I know the Bored Ape Yacht Club floor is 100 ETH right now, but I just think the punks are super special. And I think there's a group of people who still feel that way. And we're seeing a ton of action for the OGs. And what's interesting about this run versus previous runs with punk specifically is we're seeing a lot of the aesthetically pleasing, like the more premium kind of punks that didn't get the same appreciation as the floor. If you wanted to make the most money in the most recent bull run of last year, you would have just bought a bunch of floors and flipped floors. Right now, what we're seeing is like, the crazy hair 3D combo selling for 220 ETH, like the really unique kind of aesthetically pleasing, good PFP type punks doing quite well. So that's interesting to me. And yeah, I don't know what to expect going forward, but I am excited for kind of the new wave and some utility stuff. What Justin and On the Moment are doing is cool. DraftKings emulated that with Rainmakers, which is interesting. We're seeing some more stuff on the gaming side. So to me, the punks, some of the blue chip stuff, Fidenzas, for example, which is like such a clear blue chip project within our block specifically, that's gotten a huge bid lately. So to me, it makes sense kind of what's happening right now. We're seeing a bunch of the crap go to zero. We're seeing a bunch of stuff flushed out. And then the blue chip projects people are kind of piling into as crypto prices have fallen.
Question for you, Jennings. When the crypto had its major drop, how did the top tier, the blue chip NFTs really adapt with price? Like, did they mostly stay? I mean, because right now I think we're at 75 ETH floor for punks, about the 100 for apes. I haven't paid that much attention, but I'm curious, like, if we see a one day where crypto goes up or down 25%, is that like an up buying opportunity, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, when crypto prices are moving down severely, people are just selling anything for liquidity, and there was a lot of leverage. We saw a lot of contagion from Luna and that whole ecosystem collapsing. A lot of the centralized projects, centralized exchanges going down. So in those moments, it's just kind of a flee to any sort of stability, and there's a fire sale on a lot of assets. So that's broadly, if you're liquid at that point. Generally, when there's like capitulation and kind of some really, really forced selling, I guess, that's a good time to be opportunistic. If ETH were to rip 25%, like let's say tomorrow, like the CPI comes out and it's like, which is the consumer price index, that came in, like in the sixes or sevens, and it showed like, way lower than expectations, and it showed that inflation was slowing. I think we would see a huge rally on risk on assets. And that's because people would assume that the Fed wouldn't have to be as hawkish and aggressive on rates. And in that case, I'd be really curious to see what happened with NFTs, because crypto would have a big boom, but would people flock to NFTs? I would assume the blue chip stuff would continue to have a pretty strong bid, but I'm unsure.
Well, I guess, and I'd be interested to know how many people are starting to accept bids really like immediately, because if it does rip 25%, you're still going to have these bids that are outstanding that are in ETH that, hey, I am getting a 25% basically immediate value on buying it if you don't believe that price sustains at a USD, versus do people think of those floors in ETH or USD?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Historically, I think that there has been an opportunity when like crypto prices rip up, then NFTs tend to slow down and people will accept bids in certain things. And then when they go down, people might be more opportunistic to buy. But I think we're just in this weird bear market where people have just gotten wrecked broadly. And that's another part of the reason I think blue chips are doing well. It's like the people who still have money, they're not buying, your middling projects at all. They're going after blue chip stuff. So I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's different than previous kind of, ETH is going up, I should behave this way. ETH is going down, I should behave this way. The only thing that's kind of still applicable is if like we see a huge, like tomorrow, which I think is possible, like we see a double-digit inflation print, like that's going to send risk on assets down somewhat significantly. And in that case, if there's more liquidations, then I think there could be an opportunistic time to buy. But a lot of the leverage has been flushed out too. And sorry for nerding out so much, but
fun club topics.
It's good. We got Rick Rungood in the chat. He's ready for us at Waste Management. If you guys don't know Rick, terrific golf YouTube channel over there. Thank you, Rick, for the beers. We will see you at the Waste Management Open. Justin, like, how are you thinking about, because one thing we're seeing a lot is this intersection of NFTs and like DFS and fantasy games. And I've already sung my praises about TOC, but we're seeing it more and more. We know even like the gamification through challenges on Top Shot, NFL All Day. Like I've personally felt the stuff that's NFTs that they try to make games versus a fantasy game that's NFTs. Like the latter seems to hit for me far more than the former. How are you thinking through that? Because I was just listening to Feldman was talking with Zakarian on Team Hold earlier today. They're talking about having a heavy challenge presence this year for NFL All Day. I know you probably think about this puzzle all the time. So where do you see us at that intersection and what works and what doesn't?
Yeah, so I mean, like since 2014, so almost 8 years now, I've been in the enterprise blockchain side of things. So before going full time at On the Moment, it was helping like large corporations with their blockchain strategy. And 90% of the time, companies would come to us and like say, "Hey, I want to use blockchain," but like there was not a good fit. And it turned into, I just wanted to use blockchain because it was the buzzword. I can get a gold star, and like those use cases don't work. So all the time we're trying to figure out like when does the actual use case make sense for the technology, and Top Shot was a great one because all those same reasons why we went from physical card collecting to the Top Shot, the provenance, the actual tracking, the security aspect. There's a lot of benefits. What we're seeing with the gamification is sometimes it's, well, I want to build a game around NFTs because NFTs are where everyone is. And when you're doing that, you're probably not building with the right, you're not really taking advantage of the technology. And that was one of the things when we were building with the actual Owners Club. It was, all right, what are the core components of this technology that we can leverage? And a lot of that really had to do with ownership, buying, selling, trading, tracking, actually having that true provenance aspects. And that's where, like, okay, we want to build a game that is, first of all, it's simple and it's fun. And we base it around the idea of you buy cards like as a kid with baseball cards, you check the newspaper on Saturday mornings to see how your players did. And we just brought that to life with the technology aspect. And so, I mean, what DraftKings is doing, what So Rare did, like, it is definitely taking advantage of the technology. But if you're looking at some of the more just kind of cheap gamification, and to be honest, what a lot of people wanted with Hardcourt for Top Shot back in the days is they wanted a game that made their prices go up. And that was never going to work when that was the end goal. You need to find something that is actually fun at the beginning and then figure it out. And I mean, this is a whole nother conversation, but I think like the Ponzi economics from a game and that play to earn aspect, like, it's a really interesting topic because Ponzi economics are actually a decent thing to get people into your game. Steppen was a fantastic job. Steppen limited how many people could join so it could extend its Ponzi economics. But you still need to do one of two things. You either need to build a game that is interesting and fun enough for people to actually come and play, or two, has an ecosystem that can actually fund people's activity that's not just future joiners. And so whether that's advertisers, whether it's marketers, whether it's partners, like, there's different options. And I think there's a lot of teams that are still trying to figure this out, but it's not an easy solution.
Yeah. Pete, I know you've probably thought about this at all, or a bunch as well. Like, has anything really intrigued you at that intersection of NFTs and actual gamification?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Justin's building and what So Rare and what DraftKings is trying to do is really interesting. I think that there's, going to continue to be innovation there that will be fun to follow and participate in. In addition, I think, like, it's easy to say, Fortnite or whatever, like those type of games. Like, if there's a game like that where like the in-game items end up being decentralized, that to me is like such an obvious answer. And I know everyone says that, but like, I'm just waiting for the killer game. So like, when are we going to have the game that people would play like, not because of the NFT, but they love this game. And then like, when is the NFT introduced after a bunch of people are hooked, and then seeing how that like spirals is like fascinating to me.
I think Madden Ultimate is the great example where people were spending so much money, and FIFA did it before too, but I'll just talk Madden because a lot of people here are familiar. But you get these players, you get these gold cards, you build your ultimate team, and then you go and play against other people with it. I mean, it's not that different than what we were doing. We're doing fantasy football. They're doing an actual gameplay. What is the reason that Madden wouldn't want to build that game with NFTs? And I mean, one is they've already have a proven model that works, so why risk it? But I do feel like, and I don't actually know the answer to this, but like, do they attract new customers? Do they make more money on it because you can now buy and sell these things and you actually have ownership? But again, do they even need to be NFTs? Because if you're building something inside one specific game like Madden, well, then it doesn't matter if it's an NFT because you're still hosting it on a server that is managed by EA Sports. And so you may as well just call it an item and build an in-game marketplace. With Fortnite, it's really interesting because if you can now use skins for Fortnite that have the ability to be adapted into other games, be able to take that to the metaverse and now play it outside, that's where NFTs really come into play, because now it's not Fortnite actually overseeing and managing the whole like server around these skins, but it's now on the blockchain so you can take it into other games. That's the real, light at the end of the tunnel, gold star that we want to strive for, but it's still far away.
Yeah. And that really is it. I didn't do the step-in thing mainly because I've never been a Fitbit bro or whatever. That just like never captured my imagination. But I understand conceptually why that is big for people, because it gamified something in a way that you were willing to do it no matter what. And then the kind of added crypto incentive on top of it was just a cherry on top. And that really is the key of like, can you transcend it where your brain turns off and you're not thinking about this as an NFT. You're not thinking about this as what is the price. You're just legitimately enjoying playing that game. What are you guys doing, Justin? Because I know you guys are doing something with NFL all day contests this year with OTM. How is that going to work? Because I'm still like, I played a few of those games last year with the NBA ones, using your top shot moments, and they just never really got the juices going for me from like a strategic puzzle standpoint.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, things need to be simple and fun. And so as we're designing any game, that's at its core functionality. And so what we're doing with OTM Rumble is finding a way to put your moments to work in a fun, gamified manner. And so that's all it's going to be. It's you take your moments, you build your Rumble lineup, you watch the weekly events and stuff. You watch the games, you score Rumble points, and based off how the results are very similar to what everyone's familiar with, you end up winning. We have cash prize, Dapper dollar prizes, and all that.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, and go ahead.
I was going to go to the step-in one that you were talking about, because I think it's really interesting where you were talking about the step-in. I think the challenge with step-in is who is being in. It's great for you to go walk. It's great for you to get that exercise, but who's going to pay you to do that exercise? Unless you're able to build an ecosystem of maybe shoe companies, of maybe advertisers, of maybe I saw this idea where someone was talking about finding a way to do paddleboarding where you put a gadget on the paddleboard and it then monitors like the area for different kinds of toxicity in the water or some shit. I don't know. But what you're doing is now you're doing a behavior, paddleboarding, and it's helping a company acquire data. And that company then pays you to do this paddleboarding. That idea now allows for potentially a long-term ecosystem because someone downstream is getting value for your activity. And so I think that's where we're not there yet, but like there's going to be some cool ideas that everybody ends up winning in this situation.
Yeah. And that is you also mentioned a word that is so key to it is kind of like the habit aspect of it. And there are these apps too where it is just like I'm the same way with my fucking meditation app. I love seeing my streak. I would get motivated to go meditate because I'm going to see a little streak next to it, which is so fucking stupid. And yet that's how our brains are wired. And so it's like that step from like hooking behaviors, but it's because it's like a great app and I enjoy meditating. So that's why I keep coming back to it. And it's like, it's just hard for an NFT company to create a killer game or a killer app that actually puts the hooks in you from a behavioral standpoint.
I can't say anymore, but we've been tinkering with one that we're really excited with, but it's still like a year plus out and it's not even worth bringing up. But like, I love the idea of this. If we can find an activity that you already enjoy and then build an ecosystem of companies that will pay you to do that, there's a lot of opportunity there.
Ghost of Grey Oden, can we get a Man's meditation stream? Man's actually did. I believe Man's was inspired when Fedor Holtz first released Primed Mind back in the day, and he did release a Man's Mind course there. It's a short video, but it does exist somewhere on the internet if you're trying to get your Man's meditation fix. Peter, any other ideas on or thoughts on this stuff?
Oh, sorry, and I thought I was muted and I'm clicking around like a madman. My bad, guys. Does it pick up? Does my clicking pick up?
I didn't hear anything.
No, you're good, man. Click free.
Mic.
Now he knows he can click around the entire time. This is good.
Yeah. So many beforehand, the clicking would just pick up like crazy. So that's good news. Yeah, I don't really have any other additional thoughts. I mean, I think Justin, kudos to you. You guys are building awesome things, and we'll see more interesting stuff come along. I guess the Denver Beer Company, Beers for Life, the Lynx DAO, what Coachella did. I have some friends in the music business. I think there's going to be some interesting access stuff that actually makes sense. That will be really cool. That's some low-hanging fruit that I think we'll see sooner rather than later, and we are seeing. So that's interesting to me. But yeah, I'm still waiting. I know that there's going to be something that's going to be like a total aha moment, and I expect it to happen like the next 3 to 6 months. And it'll just be like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? That's kind of what I'm anticipating coming to fruition.
If you got some extra devs and some time, we can talk. We may have this mutual aha moment.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, Clay says paid to draft best balls. I mean, with the Underdog Cardio Club, we were getting you the rake back there, essentially paying you to not only better yourself health wise, but also getting rake free plus a little extra on top. Did either of you guys end up attempting a Underdog cardio club?
Timing was bad for me. I was Italy for 2 weeks and then Alaska last week. But props to you and Davis for taking all these drafters and getting them actually in shape. Well done.
No, don't give Davis any credit. He just did it a long time ago, and then people actually willing to put in the work, got the idea going. No, we'll give Davis royalty credit.
I haven't done that, but I am blasting on Underdog right now.
I've seen your tweets.
I'm in so many. I've done so many drafts. I maxed out the $500 Bulldog. I'm in like
you maxed out the Bulldog already.
Well, it filled like really quickly.
Yeah. Jennings, what are you doing Thursday at 4:00?
Thursday at 4:00, I am golfing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shocker. Actually, I think I might actually be home. There's a chance I'll be home. We have our member guest starting Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week is our member guest.
I know I'm getting you on eventually, but I've got an open slot for this Thursday if you want to join the ETR live stream.
I will 100% join you on the Thursday ETR live stream. This Thursday is not the time to do it.
Who's your guest at your member guest?
I put the same guy. It's basically my brother-in-law. It's Ashley's cousin, who's like Ashley's cousin's husband, but her cousin is essentially her sister. Ashley's an only child, and they're like, yeah, they're it's family. So, and Kyle's an exceptional golfer.
He's a ringer.
He played college golf. He's really good.
Nice. How's you guys Scott Fish Bowls going?
I think I got 4 picks through. I had the 101. I did Josh Allen, Trey Lance, DeAndre Swift, Deebo Samuel was my start.
Ooh, I need to get in.
Trey's
too late?
Nice. Yeah, it's too late.
Yes, it's too late. What is your start, Justin?
I went Josh Allen as well. I then went with Jamar Chase because OBS week 17 correlation. And then went Tua and Tyreek for the correlation there.
It is so funny to see how many people's brains are broken by week 17 correlation. Like, even we're doing an FFPC main event right now, Gretch, Crane, and I, and like Crane like references jokingly like week 17 correlation whenever it pops up. It's like the ultimate confirmation bias now is like you just see it everywhere. Was
it Cam who put the tweet out? Or was it?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cam had a very funny tweet.
That was fantastic.
Sorry, Cal. Cal had.
It was Cal. Tweet. Okay. Cal. So Cal put it out, and
I'll pull this up.
Okay. I don't even want to butcher it, but this was hilarious because this had to eventually happen, and for it to happen to Cal, this is fantastic.
Yeah, but he says, my Titans friend is planning his 40th birthday party around New Year's, just checked his phone and saw the Titans play the Cowboys week 17. His wife, who wants to do New Orleans, asked who the Saints play. I immediately answered the Eagles. They now think I'm a savant. It's such a disgusting and dumb party trick. But yes, if anyone wants to quiz us, we can name all the week 17 lineups.
And for it to come in so naturally in conversation, and I'm sure he just like, oh yeah, they play. Like, he may not even in the conversation. He just hears like, Saints, oh yeah, they play the Eagles. Okay, what's up?
Yeah. Well, it is funny because I was down in Miami for week 17 last year for the TOC live final. You were sweating DraftKings live final. I was sweating Underdog live final. And it was this weird thing where, we were talking about week 17 stuff last year in the summer. Mm-hmm. It hadn't picked up kind of, niche mainstream in the way it has this year. But like, there is this weird thing of like, wow, the Cardinals are playing the Cowboys. This is the matchup we've been talking about all along. And I feel like that's going to be even more heightened this year. Like, these week 17 matchups feel like it's your like daughter's birthday, like on the calendar at this point.
I mean, my team was Burrow, Chase, Tyreek, Darrell Henderson, and either Boyd or Higgins as well. Like, I mean, the thought process going into that and like why I draft Darrell Williams and the whatever it was at the end of the draft was like, oh yeah, this week 17 correlation. But no, we didn't make videos about it to tell everyone about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, whatever. It happens. It's like, it does show what a small bubble it is. That video has like 2,000 views. That's like such a small amount of views, but like our echo chamber is just so loud that it does feel like everyone in the world is doing this, but it's still probably like 200 people doing it.
The amount of effort you put into the videos that are like staged and then the views, props, man.
We got another one coming out soon, probably in the next day or two, but yes. Live streaming is dead as much as I enjoy it. YouTube does not like live streaming anymore. And I legitimately have fun making those videos. But yes, they are a lot of work. Clay says week 17 going to be the most watched NFL Red Zone day. Yeah, that's going to be. And I mean, it's fucking New Year's Day.
January 1st. Everyone's going to be hungover on their couches.
Yeah. And you guys wisely, you told me for TOC are thinking about pushing it back a week so you're not competing with week 17 and New Year's Day.
Yeah, I think just, if we're going to have the live final again, which all signs are pointing to it, I think it makes more sense for Hafs to have that in week 18, which is the week after New Year's. It's easier for people to travel. We get more options, don't have to compete with that New Year's stuff. And we'll still have like the online final be that week 17. But, you were there. The live final is far more of a party. And it's not like the Playboy days that, Peter Jennings used to go to back in the day, but it was pretty fun.
That's all right. My experience was you guys had an awesome setup at the Miami FTX arena, very fun setup. And then I was like rushing back when that ended because we were going to do tilt space. So we had our tilt space lineups going. I'm sweating this lineup that Beimfor and I had in the top 10 of Underdog. I'm like waiting 40 minutes to get an Uber ride, like half running across the city. It was a moment I'll never forget. But let's hop in a puppy draft. Let's wrap up here. And if any of you are quick enough to join us in a puppy draft, we can get Peter and Justin's takes as we navigate one of these bad boys. What are we on fill rate? 53.1%. When did this open up?
A week and a half ago? A week ago?
I think even less, right? Wasn't it like last week around this time? I can't remember. Oh, well, Peter snuck in. So it's Justin and I versus Peter. Peter's done. He's dead to me.
I'm commentating. You were far enough away from each other.
That's good. That's good.
I haven't drafted a team yet today.
Yeah.
We can talk through both spots.
I like it. That's smart. Sharp take there. Yeah. Good thing I didn't enter a third. That would have been crazy.
Do you know what's pretty embarrassing, Peter, for what an Underdog ambassador you are? You only have a black badge. I mean, that's pretty weak.
Look, I got this ring. I mean, come on. How do I not have a red badge?
It's because you're golfing too much. Some of us actually put in the hours drafting, Pete.
Dude, my Ashley is getting tilted at how much I'm doing.
I mean,
when is your favorite time to draft?
Feet. I was telling that story, I think on like a D space about doing some drugs and looking at my phone.
It's not as bad as our 3-man days.
The 3-man days. That's what I was talking about. That was the time.
Yeah.
Were you
I was with Pete in Yosemite when I was doing all those drafts, Justin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was
we
Pete
may or may not have,
yeah.
We may or may not have done an
I had a come to Jesus moment with Pete in the hot tub very late at night under the influence of multiple things. And
we all got in. It took a special set of circumstances for all of us to get in. But we all got in. How about that game of cards, Pete? Do you remember the game of cards we were playing?
I don't know
what game we were playing, but I just remember how funny it got.
It was that game Bales taught us.
Yeah. Bales really led us on the journey there.
Bales must have won.
Bales, don't eat anything. Don't eat throughout the day. You'll be fine.
We had
great tips.
We had this nice or Justin, let's see here on the clock. Who do you want?
The worst draft pick. Well, 7 is, but I guess Kelsey went. Either Henry or Cook. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I take Diggs 1,000,000% of the time here, so we'll take Henry.
I hate the Henry pick. I just hate it.
Me too. But
Justin's
our guest honor.
Cook is I was talking to Dink about this earlier today. Like I have Cook projected better than Henry. I think Cook will have a better season. But if I'm drafting Cook there, then I'm ending up with no Henry. And the 8 spot, you have a chance at getting CeeDee Lamb to fall back to you to get that week 17 correlation. So that's why I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mark says, did it involve a fourth wall break where you asked if it was some sort of hot tub time machine? No, what I was going to say is we had this really nice Airbnb just outside of the park of Yosemite. Just incredible views, nice pool.
How nice of an Airbnb was that, by the way?
It was really nice, but this hot tub was like a 2-hitter. It was like just enough room for 2 people.
It would have been tight for 2. It would have been tight for 2.
But we somehow ended up getting 4 people in there. Very very touchy-feely.
And this is like 2017 or 18, maybe 18. It was because this is draft days. This isn't Underdog.
No, this was draft. Yeah, I wasn't even like blasting off then.
Summer 2018 for sure. That's what it was.
I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I think it's a appropriate time how I met Peter Jennings.
Real quick, make our pick, and then we can hear this story. Who do you want?
All right, so CD's gone.
Yeah.
Slam take Evans, in my opinion.
I agree.
Hey, Pete, stop editorializing. You're the enemy.
Dude, I'm in the 2-hole.
At some point, this is correlated.
So my thing is like, I have actually very little Evans. And my take is like, if Godwin was fully healthy, I think Godwin would be going where Evans is, and Evans would be going in like the mid-third. And I think that you're paying like an early season premium on Evans. In the early season stuff, we don't really give a shit about. So he just seems overpriced to me.
I think you're ignoring the fact that Gronk is gone, because I think they would both be early third round. Mike Evans has always gone above Godwin by like a half a round. I don't think that would change this year unless you're thinking like the Antonio Brown targets are going to Godwin and none to Gage. Evans, I think it's just going to be a red zone nightmare this year without Gronk, assuming Gronk doesn't play.
But I agree with you. Like, they should both be early third round picks, but we just took Mike Evans early second round.
But Godwin may be gone for 6-8 weeks.
Right, but that production matters the least to us.
Also, it's the only way you're getting Evans.
Right. But the only counter would be we already have, Schefter coming out and saying, hey, the team is feeling more confident that Godwin's going to be better earlier in the season. Could we get a dip on Evans as Godwin screams up?
I don't know. I was not happy to see that news because I wanted Godwin just to keep dropping so I could keep taking him.
Dude, Godwin is just unbelievably underpriced right now, relative. I mean, just a total smash.
Him and Hopkins.
Yeah.
For the structure.
Sorry. Pete, what do you got cooking here?
We'll see what happens on the net. I got a crazy person at the number 4 spot.
The man named Underdog.
Number 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper Kupp falling to 5. That's
pretty good.
This is a good point by Easy. I think my take is more for BBM3. Eric pointing out, in the puppy, this is going to be a fixed amount of time where Evans' ADP is unlikely to change that much. Whereas I do think in BBM3, we could see him start to slide as Godwin news gets more bullish.
I just took Leonard Fournette, I think, for the first time all year.
Ooh.
I don't think I've taken
Rashad White.
I have not. I have all the Rashad White. I don't think I've taken Leonard Fournette yet.
Rashad White's my highest own in the BBM3 right now at 28%. And I said that because I looked at it this morning.
Here, I'll give you guys my my BBM exposures so far.
Old Pete, this would have been all Broncos.
No. Running back, my highest is Michael Carter, Elijah Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Eckler, Rashad White, Kareem Hunt, Mostert, Ramondre Stevenson.
I love me some DJ Moore.
Me too, dude. I'm
What's
glad
up?
We're finally aligned. Sorry, we're just smashing
baby,
DJ Moore.
I love
and
DJ
we get
Moore.
that week 17 correlation.
DJ Moore is my highest own wide receiver at 34%, and it was all before the Baker news. And then second highest wide receiver is Robbie Anderson. There was just too much value there, expectation that there was going to be a better QB.
Do you guys see my BBM team yesterday with D's? I got McCaffrey, Moore, Anderson, and Baker.
That's money.
Yeah. Reached a little for Moore, but it's all right.
Did you get any bucks?
I think I have. I also did a Chiefs Broncos stack.
Dodging the Bucks question. Oh, Rashad White. All right, then we're cooking.
Not really cooking, but like we're kind of. It's hard to get. I mean, I should have got Godwin, I guess. I like the start you guys have. I'm not a fan of Henry, and I'm not a fan of Fournette.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I like the start you guys have. I'm not a fan of Henry. I'm not a fan of Evans, but I love the start you guys have.
I agree with
love DJ Moore, so boom.
I'm on Fournette, so there's just too much value as the running back in that offense. Like even that game that Fournette went down and the backups, Keyshawn Vaughn and was it Rojo, whoever, still put up like 40+ points. Yeah.
Well, I do think they're the weird, like I don't take a lot of Fournette, but I think both Fournette and Rashad White can be values, right? Because if Gio gets removed, which it sounds like he's going to get cut, Fournette is definitely undervalued and Rachaad White is undervalued, but their, ADPs are kind of pulling each other in different directions.
Yeah, it's hard for Fournette to be too much of a value where he's being drafted.
That's my problem. So expensive.
But yeah, it's the reason why I love Rachaad White.
Have you seen? He looks freaking massive. I mean, these aren't just like one screen. These are videos. He's freaking.
But he hasn't been a good running back the past 2 years, and it just doesn't matter.
Dude, that's the thing, and Leone's made this point too. That playoff game, I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn fucking sucks and just came in there and just racking up points. It's it does not matter. I'm Waddle here. What about you?
Looking at stacks real quick. Tennessee Dallas.
Definitely Waddle, 100%. That's my highest owned receiver right there. I think Kenny Golladay is my highest owned receiver.
I agree with Waddle. He is not as highly owned for me because of that Week 17 correlation, and being at New England just scares the shit out of me. But that's also dropped his ADP from 31 to 38, which it should be on a season long. I think should be around that DJ Moore 31 period.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out if you guys aren't listening. So Gretchen Leone just started on ETR Establish the Edge, a projection series podcast. It was one of my favorite podcast series last week where they both do, top-down season-long projections and then basically compare notes and kind of flesh out, where those inputs are coming from, where their disagreements are. And their most recent one and their first one for the series this year just came out, and they were talking about Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And Leone had a quote that I agree with, and he said he would take even money that Waddle out targets Tyreek Hill. And that doesn't necessarily mean outscore him for fantasy, but out targeting him. And I do think that's the safe bet. And if that is true, the Fish taking Tyreek Hill here at pick 23 versus the Sharps taking him at pick 41, I think that looks pretty nice.
So my argument would be there's two offenses I want to buy a boatload of. It's the Dolphins and the Raiders. Those are the two teams that I'm uber bullish on relative to market.
So for this, format, does Week 17 at New England for the Dolphins scare you?
A little bit, and the Raiders play the Niners, but I could still see it being high scoring. I think the Dolphins are going to be awesome on offense, absolutely awesome. I've heard rave reviews about Tua so far.
Are you just listening to Tyreek Hill's podcast?
Not from Tyreek Hill. I get careless about Tyreek Hill.
I never will question Pete's sources. I don't know who Pete's playing golf with, but yeah, I mean, my feeling on both the Raiders and Dolphins is I love.
Hey guys, real quick.
Yeah,
Zeke is still available. I think I've taken 0 Zeke.
Get your Zeke share. Go with your hyper.
I can't take him.
That was too much value. You needed to
You're
get
doing Jerry, Judy, and Juju together. I'll go
fair.
with that.
Okay.
That's fair. But what, Juju ADP 57, Zeke 40?
Yeah.
Just can't. I have 0 Zeke and I have all the Pollard. I just can't do it.
I dare this room to give us Zeke.
Would you have given a howl there? Was that a
no Zeke? I'm just gonna. My goal is to have 0 Zeke, and if he buries me, then so be it. The guy
Herzig, Jennings is too rich to know the value hound bit. Come on.
Oh, but that Howl at the Moon shirt that I just saw too, looking fire.
Thank you. I one of my best sellers right out of the chute. People loving that shirt.
That was a good
Zeke. I mean, he's still available.
Base Frank. Oh no, Clutch Cow finally took him.
He sucks. I just think. Zeke is so bad. Pollard is so much better. It's not even close.
Oh, this is ugly.
You want a value hound?
You guys got a bunch of gross picks here.
Or do you want to?
I'd rather value hound Demont, but they're both gross.
I have legit 0% David Montgomery.
Let
me just lead into it with Herzig.
You should take Mooney. Take Mooney.
No.
Who do you want, Justin? Say it quick.
Montgomery. Oh,
that's egregious.
Such a bad spot.
That's a horrible pick. Hey,
I'll get my one Montgomery share of the year with.
If two guys, actually 3 guys. Your receivers are awesome. Your running backs. God, imagine just loading up on Henry and Montgomery.
It's so ugly. Montgomery did win me $200,000, but it's still so ugly.
See, Matt got his value out shirt today. It is so ugly. It's go ahead.
Talk to me about your lack of rankings. I think this ADP is throwing me. Just throw in those ETR rankings.
No,
That's what I
because
have been.
I love I think Leone is the sharpest ranker in the business. But I know these rooms inside and out, and I know my targets, and I'm more curious what my opponents are going to be doing than what the ranks are. I know the guys that Leone prefers. I know the guys I prefer. So I just I'd rather play the ADP game and then get my targets within that than having that up there.
I still feel like I play the ADP game, but I still just have the ETR just for my
You guys are value hounds.
Yeah.
That was
Howling at the Moon was a GIF we used for Luna internally, so that's good.
What do you mean internally? Do you want to associate yourself with the internal machinations of Luna?
I should cut that out. It's live. There's a group of people who are angel investors. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I don't think I've ever seen Dalton Schultz on my screen because of where we have him ranked from the projections.
I want him on Raw. Oh, that correlation with DMont would have been so good.
Oh, this is so ugly.
Shane Brown is another. You guys got another.
No,
we
got to take Schultz now.
Not Schultz.
Yes, we have
the
to
Dallas,
take
Tennessee.
What are you talking?
I have no Schultz on any of my
Mitchell
teams.
or more. This is.
I would go.
No, are you kidding? Why? Get out of here.
Dalton Schultz at 65. Your team officially sucks. This team is absolutely dust.
Oh my God!
This team is terrible.
Leonard Fournette.
I agree. Fournette stinks. I agree.
Why do you think Schultz is such a bad pick?
I've never drafted Schultz this year. Not once.
I have one.
What is your issue with Schultz?
Because the difference between Schultz and Tyler Higbee, other than about 12 rounds, is nothing.
No, don't even start with the target competition that Higbee has.
Rams are better. Higbee's in a better offense. My apologies.
Get out of here. You guys are being ridiculous.
Who
are you worried about? Amari's gone. Michael Gallup isn't going to play till halfway through the season. You're worried about Jalen Tolbert?
Sources say
CeeDee Lamb is going to have a 40% target share?
Sources say Gallup believes he's going to play week 1.
Okay, well, smash him too. God.
Your guys' team is really
it sucks. But not because of Dalton Schultz.
I think
Schultz was the worst pick you made by an order.
Get out of here. David Montgomery's the worst pick.
We should have grabbed a QB.
But you can at least value hound Montgomery. You took Schultz ahead of ADP.
No, get out.
Correlation.
Since when is pick 65 at an ADP of 65 and a half? Taking him ahead of ADP.
Dude, your team is it's gross. It's bad. Meanwhile, I just drafted beautifully. I got my two of my guys. I got the Elijah Bros. I mean, that's
Pete,
money right there.
You know there's no actual correlation between two guys who have the same first name, right?
See, that's where you're wrong, Pete. You don't understand how the universe works yet. One day it'll come to you.
Spreadsheets aren't going to tell you that one. All right, give us a little time. Go back to let's actually look at our players.
What's JG doing here with a Kyler and Lance? Just relax, buddy.
He got such great value on Cooper Kupp too. Okay. Not Michael Thomas, not Lazard.
We're taking Brady, dude.
Admit it. Well, yeah. I mean, you got Dak there too. I'd probably go Dak before Brady, but I'm okay with either.
I'm okay with Dak. I just want a quarterback here. You want to do Dak? Or do you want to take Pollard and see if Dak comes back to us?
No, go Dak. Go Dak. Because Pollard still might fall to us.
You guys took Dak with Schultz?
Well, once you go Schultz, you have to go Dak. Also, I'd rather correlate.
Back to you.
I don't care about correlating Tom Brady with Mike Evans because Mike Evans needs to have a huge season that it's not as determinant on Tom Brady having a huge season. Dak having a huge season, well, Dalton's probably going to eat just because Dak's going to spread it around.
Pollard, here's a hot take. Pollard could be RB1 this year.
Pete, literally everyone has that same fucking take.
I've been on Pollard being running back one for 3 years, so fuck off.
Pete, you and everyone else.
No, I got Pollard going well before everyone else.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's not a good thing. That's not like that's like I was wrong before everyone else the first.
No, I've been right, and the Cowboys have been fucking wrong, and it tilts me to no end. You run out Ezekiel Elliott over and over. The guy is dust. Meanwhile, Pollard is just explosive. Like if you watch, anyone with two eyes can see. Even if you have one eye, I don't care. If you can see it all, Pollard is just exponentially better than
Pete,
this.
you're trying to talk to the guy who has drafted 90% zero RB teams 4 straight years in a row. Pollard as my most explosive. You're trying to mansplain Tony Pollard to me right now?
Just wait till Duke Johnson gets a starting gig. Duke Johnson is so much better than every running back.
I played a lot of Duke Johnson at Miami in college football and DFS. But Pollard's been my guy for forever.
How's Patrick?
This is the year. This is the year it finally pays off. Zeke is going to be dust. He's going to get hurt or something. I mean, I don't wish getting hurt.
All right, I bullied you on the last picks. What do you want? Should we get some Traylon Burks, little bring back?
I would go. Oh, okay. So Ayuk as a player, I would go here. But there's no correlation.
I'm just waiting for it to arrive there.
Go with Ayuk. Traylon Burks' ADP has been falling so bad.
He's not going to fall any more than this. I'm overruling you. Okay, I'm overruling you.
Go,
I missed it.
You better be fast enough. You better be fast enough.
I like Ayuk. That's who I would draft there every time.
No, I agree. He's not going to fall back
Burks
to
is mispriced.
Picks, but
Burks should be going where Drake London is going. Full stop.
Even if talent was the same, which I think it's close, one's going to be the center of a more pass-heavy offense versus one is a more of an efficient run team. I don't know. And then you've got the whole asthma. And
for Brandon Ayuk to be just an absolute smash, you do need one of Debo or Kittle to get hurt, which definitely could happen. But Burks can be a smash.
You need Trey Lance to be awesome, dude.
Trey Lance, with as much as he's running and as much as they're going to run the ball, there's no way that they can support 3 elite pass catchers.
I think Ayuk's going to have spike weeks, and I think that's the case with everyone in San Francisco, and that's what we've seen the past couple of years if Trey Lance is, serviceable.
We should have used the correlation as a tiebreaker. We fucked up.
Well, you just weren't fast enough.
I tried.
Week 17 correlation has gone just completely out of hand.
Says the guy that passed on Zeke to correlate Juju with Jerry Jeudy.
Good point. Fair enough. I'm just saying it's gone a little out of hand.
Yeah, the call's coming.
Maybe in the BBM3 it makes more sense, but this pick is gross right here.
Let's see it, Pete. Let's see it.
I'm going with something a little contrarian here.
Surprise.
I think Jimmy G is going to be the Seahawks quarterback.
So
if it's Drew Lock, we're toast. And
Peter
don't get bullied and
correlate. You get your Seattle, New York Jets right after saying that the correlation has jumped the shark.
I did think about that. That's part of the factor here.
I told you this correlation broke all our brains.
Let's see. Do you have a QB yet, Peter? James?
No.
All right. So are you looking at like a 3 QB build with Jimmy G?
I'm not going to draft Jimmy G. No chance.
Zach Wilson, Tua,
Pete,
and Geno Smith.
Shut the fuck up, buddy.
You think I'm the only one that knows what quarterbacks you need?
You wish you drafted Dak to pick.
I'm really worried about you guys with fucking Waddle over there. Get Baker Mayfield.
Who do you want?
Why are there no wide receivers on the board?
Because you're in a piss boys room.
Robbie Anderson.
I like Singletary.
I love Singletary.
Yeah. The other guy I was looking for there was Kenneth Walker, but he just went.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
Singletary is one of my favorite.
First good running back pick the whole draft.
He's probably going to be our workhorse.
God, the counselor would love this team we've drafted so far.
So one thing about grabbing guys like Henry and Montgomery are that we can accept that we're going to lose at the running back position, but we don't need to devote that many roster spots to it. So we can still make this like probably a 5 running back build, except we're not going to have that great of them, but we have an amazing tight end in Dalton Schultz.
Henry could still. What are the odds that Henry just is another beast again? I mean, he definitely could be. It's just that offense. It's hard to see Tennessee being dominant on offense.
-700 to have the rushing title this year is my guess. I don't know. Like,
Minus 700. I'll take plus 700.
No, I'm guessing. Like that's what what do we think the odds are
Of him being the rushing leader? Like plus 400, plus 300.
No, that's way too high. I'd short that.
You'd take minus so you would book minus 300 right now, Pete. Or, I'm sorry, you take plus 300. I have to lay you minus 300.
No. I'm saying that his odds of finishing are way longer than that. I think he's like plus 7 or plus 800.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm more in line with that than I am saying the other way. I think plus 300, plus 400 is in line. I mean, he's done it so often.
Where can I find rushing title?
The guy, Jonathan Taylor obviously should be probably number 1 in that rank, right? McCaffrey's all yards plus 650. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. So my set plus 700 was pretty damn close. I'll take that.
You said minus 700 though, Jeff.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that was my.
We know what you mean though. I'm putting words in your mouth. That's bad.
That's fine. I did say that. All right. What are we looking at?
I wanted Garrett Wilson, and he goes.
I put a tweet out about that earlier.
What were you defaming Garrett Wilson?
No, he's on my. I like him more than you do.
Oh yeah, he's mispriced.
Yeah, Gallup right here is probably for our stack. It's a little bit of a reach, but I don't think there's that much different than anyone else we're considering right now.
I like that.
I agree.
I'm with you guys.
And you just said he's
over correlating is right. People, not the week 17 bullshit, but the actual just correlating your team. Everyone's like, oh, it's a reach. It's a reach. Correlating is
100% agree when you get past like Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke, I cannot. I mean, that guy is just absolute trash. I can't think of a worse player, honestly.
The Cowboys completely disagree, and that's really all that matters.
He's so bad.
Jerry Jones is the king of saving face, man.
It's just
Jerry Jones ain't taking an L on Zeke.
Yeah, no kidding. I've watched.
Is this quarterback time? What are we thinking, Peter?
Oh yeah, I got 2 of my favorite picks coming up here. I really hope I don't get sniped on my favorite pick.
Jimmy G and Baker. I think you're going to be good.
I'm not going for Baker. You guys are. Oh baby, here's a guy I own the most of any player on the whole.
Really?
Deal.
Oh yeah, get on the ETR bandwagon. Let's go.
Oh, the Gall. I've been on the Galladay bandwagon before ETR was on the bandwagon.
Peter, do you know that you do have to draft quarterbacks and tight ends at some point?
No, I don't have to draft those. What are you talking about?
Let's see. You're through 10 rounds. You're gonna have to use 3 spots on quarterbacks, 3 spots on tight ends. Leaves
this
you with
room
2
is
more running back.
And this room is not even
like an absolute. What's this word for small brain? Micro brain? What do you guys say? Like, what's the word that?
I'll tell you what a micro brain is. Taking Tua 8 picks at ADP.
Buddy, wait till you see Tua throwing bombs to Tyreek and Waddle. I prefer Waddle to Tyreek as well, but Tyreek is just the epitome of a best ball player. If he was on the Chiefs, he'd be a first-round pick.
Yeah, but that's a difference of Patrick Mahomes and Tua.
Yeah, of course, that's a big difference. But Waddle helps him. See, I'm of the camp. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want the contest. I want just really good offenses." So, like, I like the Raiders. They have a bunch of weapons. Renfro, yeah, maybe Adams doesn't get quite as many targets, but he's going to.
You're making a leap, though. You got to take a leap of faith on the Raiders.
I think he's on team.
What are you talking about? Take a leap on the Raiders?
Hang on, Justin.
I'm looking.
I would say Rondell is my favorite player, or Myers for the correlation.
What about Justin Fields to Montgomery for the running back?
I'd go Rondell. Myers doesn't do anything on this team.
The thing about I do have a hard time selecting Myers and Parker because I really like Bourne and Thornton much later.
I can't draft the starters because I really like the backups.
I would argue that the range of outcomes for those guys being for sure locked in starters over those guys is maybe a little thinner than the market thinks.
Completely fair for a team that just wants to run the ball with Mac Jones at the helm.
Kendrick Bourne has also been like one of the most efficient receivers we've seen in the past couple of years.
And spike weeks.
And I love me some black box rookie wide receivers. And I mean, the Patriots are bound to hit on one wide receiver every 10 years, right?
I mean, hey, they just traded away a first rounder today. Chicago got their first round.
Oh, I saw that. The N'Keal Harry trade, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a 7th round pick?
Not good.
Never forget when N'Keal Harry was like a top 3 dynasty pick. That was the AJ Brown year. Pretty
unfortunate that we couldn't get Fields in this comeback. But what are we looking at?
We could do Jameson as our bring back with our Chicago.
Could go
could double up on just cuck Pete on Gesicki.
Because then we just only need 2 tight ends, and like we still have the Miami Waddle situations. There's a little correlation, and it prevents someone else from getting.
Unbelievable!
I love it. I mean, you have to punish the donkeys who think the onesies don't matter.
That's so tilting. He's gonna get me. Yeah.
Someone take Freiermuth.
All right, here we go. Here comes the sabotage. Who can I take?
This $5 puppy just going down.
Sticky right there. I mean, it's just bad. Like
no, Pete, you
have Dalton Schultz. You don't even need another tight end.
No, Pete, you literally just said the correlation bringbacks are overblown, but just correlating your team picks is undervalued, which is exactly what we just did. So get your fucking story straight.
The truth is, I wasn't really bullish on the Dolphins going into tonight, but now someone's been talking about the Dolphins. I'm excited, and I want as many pieces of that offense as possible.
How are you passing on Freiermuth there?
Buddy, relax.
You're taking fucking Michael Carter at 143 when your position of need just slipped 15 spots past ADP.
There's a tight end I want that's not Freiermuth, buddy.
Oh, God. Yeah, you want Hunter Henry to correlate with my Tyreek Hill, even though correlation has jumped the shark. Like a book.
I wanted Gesicki and Henry in those 2 picks, and I'm just tilted out of my mind. Come on, give me the tight ends back to back. That's why I had that combo so many times. Freiermuth sucks. The guy.
Get out of here.
The Steelers are going to be bad. Actually, he's quite good, but the Steelers could be bad. Are the Steelers going to score a lot of touchdowns this year? I have Chase Claypool, so I hope he scores the touchdowns.
No, they're going to play very slow and just protect Kenny. But I am actually bullish on Kenny Pickett as a late round pick in these. More so DraftKings where you have
someone take Freiermuth. This is ridiculous. I'll fucking value hound us into a 3 tight end build.
There we go. Clutch Cow took him. Clutch Cow, I think, got Zeke too. Let's look at Clutch Cow.
Let's get our DJ Chark. Little bring back, Justin.
Yep, I'm good with that.
No, that's my guy. Damn.
Get out of here, Pete. You can't have everyone be your guy.
You only have one quarterback.
Here. Let's take a look.
Pete, you've drafted 1 million teams. You're going to be like, he's my 34th most selected guy. He's my guy.
Second most selected guy at receiver. Come on.
No one can see it. It's all fuzzy.
If I touch
no one believes you.
If I touch my screen, does it like clear? Yeah.
What is it?
Mark is my number 2. 30% of my teams have him so far.
What is this hoodie? Is this a Lily Pulitzer hoodie?
No, it's a Roback hoodie. It's nice. It's comfortable.
He golfs in that.
Nice. It's comfortable. It's a little, it's not my favorite. I have like 20 of these hoodies, but
I think we need another quarterback pretty soon. What's like, we got Lawrence. I don't think is Daniel Jones maybe there. Maybe someone else is trying to pair with Kenny Galladay, or
we could sit on Goff.
Yeah, I think you guys should sit on Goff. That's
Dak and Goff.
Play.
I like Goff.
It's a shame 2 is already gone.
You guys could grab Trevor Lawrence and pair a late round. You guys should get Baker. Why are you not getting Baker late?
We're going to clean up our Montgomery pick and take
being very real. You guys have Dak. You guys should get Baker or
just relax.
Seriously.
Relax, Pete.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
I mean, we almost could go with a.
You could get both of them actually.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If I'm gonna go Goff and Baker, if you can get them late for here,
I think we take Gainwell.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Wait.
Well, that's a great pick.
What?
You guys need some help at running back.
What were you gonna say?
Khalil Herbert to stack with David Montgomery.
Yeah. Well,
actually, hand-cucking could make your team unique when you get to the finals.
Just whenever you say hand cucking, make sure you do it in the voice. No, I like Gainwell, especially when Miles Sanders is literally telling people, like in his voice, you could hear his frustration around like that. I'd give you fantasy points if they'd actually give me the ball and high value opportunities. Those are, the words that he was thinking.
Pickens at fucking 160. Wow.
He's usually falls so late. Like, I don't know how his ADP is 172.
I don't like him.
I feel like I get him at like 190.
All right, let's sabotage. Let's figure out what Pete's doing here. He needs a quarterback. He needs a tight end. He says, why take Schultz when you can take Higbee? Time to put your fucking $5 where your mouth is, Pete.
I didn't say that. That was Justin who said that.
I mean, Higbee's
I'll just draft another receiver. No big deal.
Someone snipe Corey Davis. Let's take let's take Zach Wilson just to tilt Pete.
Buddy, who do you think picks ahead of you? Perfect.
Do it. Reach for him. Look at that.
Oh, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, and Corey Davis. Look at that jet stack. It's just he's banging moms. It's perfect. This jet stack is just absolutely. Look at my team. My team is just beautiful.
And
I mean, you guys locked in one pick, but that's all right. Everything else is going fine.
Someone clip Pete saying correlation is jump the shark, followed by him over correlating the shit out of his team.
My team is correlated as all get out. It's amazing.
This is what all the normies complain about. The touts who end up saying one thing and just doing the complete opposite to throw us off our path.
I said correlate the teams to the max. It's incredible. I mean,
give me the draft board. Give me the draft board, Pete. What are we looking at?
Sorry.
Look at my team. And look at the little sneaky Tyler Lockett.
What do we need? Oh, it's getting ugly.
And your guys' team.
It's time for my Kendrick Bourne take, Justin.
It's time to grab Goff
sure. Grab Kendrick Bourne, whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're grabbing Kendrick Bourne here? Wow. Yikes.
Just got the best wide receiver on the Patriots at pick 176.
I mean, and it correlates with all of our Miami guys. Like, that game is just going to be an awesome. Kendrick Bourne throws the ball too, right?
What's the opposite of a value hound, Hal? What's the opposite where you have to
someone called it sad dogging in the chat the other day.
Can you guys sad dog for me?
Baker just went by some Dumbo.
Yeah, what's Dumbo doing here?
He took our Baker.
Dumbo, come on. All right, what's our plan at
I mean, so what is our Detroit situation with
We're
Goff?
probably gonna have to take Goff.
We have DJ Chark. That's fine. Is Mac Jones has now been taken. There goes Goff.
Yeah, he just went.
And Goff just went because that's what they do to streamers.
Who's taking Cameron Brate? T-Mags, come on. And Goff goes. Get the fuck out of here.
Go Tannehill. We got to go Tannehill.
This is that Burks pick would have came in pretty handy right about now, Justin.
Because usually when I draft Henry, I like to play for situations that they pass the ball.
I will say for multiple years, Henry, Tannehill, and AJ Brown were all positively correlated
across the season, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Week 17, not so much.
No, they were individually correlated. At least one of the years, I think it was 2020, like on a game.
You guys could have waited on. You guys should have taken Burks. You could have waited on Austin Hooper. You could have left Gesicki.
You're literally telling us what we could have done after the fact. This is ridiculous.
Gesicki pick was just out of spite, and it came back to bite you guys. Let's just be.
No, your Michael Carter pick was egregious. You were setting up the middle.
I have Zach Wilson with the pass catching Michael Carter.
No,
What was the Sal was like doing a tweet thread about how he doesn't catch passes. Has the guy watched any film?
Can we talk about Pete? This draft, he correlated Elijah's and then did the MILF Hunter stack. I mean, how do we take this? The
MILF Hunter stack is just absolutely beautiful.
And who did you just quote? Like Sal, Thread Sal? Or is this
I was saying how he was hating. He had a bad stat on Michael Carter. Check the threads. These threads, watch out. There's a lot of information.
I got in a little one-on-one with him the other week because he was saying that like mid-round running backs are better than mid-round wide receivers, and then he listed three guys going in rounds 4, and then he told me he meant rounds 7 to 10. It was a little confusing, but
we're just trying about threads. They don't have to make sense. They just have to be structurally sound.
He got my engagement. He farmed it well.
When you're going after the algorithm, it doesn't matter. Just go after the algo. Fun stat,
Evan Ingram.
Guys. I bet you guys actually didn't know this.
Our team
Who is the fastest player? Actually, you know what? I think I have multiple of the players on my team. Fastest player in terms of just raw speed in the NFL last year.
Raheem Mostert in the first game.
Yeah, we've all seen the next gen stats. Pete, relax.
Yeah, and then who's number 2? I think it's Tyreek Hill, and I got them both. Yes, the Dolphins. Tua is just going to be dynamite.
What's a running back? Is there any running?
Let's
I saw on the
talk
thread
about
that
Foreman.
Julio Jones is really undervalued.
I'm good with Foreman because we have the DJ Moore. We have the in Tampa. I like that.
And Christian McCaffrey never stays healthy. He cares more about modeling than football.
Guy's absolute goat. His father, Ed, the nicest dude of all time.
And
by the way, true story. Who is he dating? Who is his old girlfriend?
Olivia Culpo or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So Castle Pines Golf Club, best golf course.
I knew this was headed there. Yeah.
Oh man, Culpo.
No joke. Hole 13. It's this downhill par 5. I'm sorry, 14. She was out sunbathing because the McCaffreys live on that hole. We're talking Wax Town. Hopefully Ashley's not watching, but we are talking. Oh, baby. Christian McCaffrey, 101 for sure. This is a true story. We all kind of slowly drove. It's a downhill par 5. Normally, everyone's like in a par 5. They're going quickly to their balls. We were slowly creeping down, and everyone was just looking the other way, like right towards the left side of the fairway, towards the McCaffrey's house. Wonder why.
Did your golf carts? Did your golf carts start doing that beeping when they're going down a hill, and then you're just like,
no, that's probably in reverse. That's 100% a true story. Bunch of old men creeping, but she was sunbathing. Yahtzee.
After this pick, I'm gonna bonk you.
Do we have any Washington, any Houston, any Cleveland, any Jacksonville? No correlation with the QBs.
Let's tap on James Washington.
James Washington, Dallas. Yeah, easy enough.
All right.
That's an easy pick. That's a great
I have to hang over to the splash play thing. Normally it's Spags who I bonk for being horny on stream. Just imagine that this is Peter's head here.
The entire golf group. And we were gambling. Normally gambling, horny, is a tough, some people will lean one way, some people lean the other. It went straight towards the horny side.
When you say lean one way, what do you mean by this with regards to horny?
I'm just saying, like, some guys will take the gambling will take priority over everything else. It's like, the cash rules everything around me, that song, whatever.
That's the classic Vegas, daytime club. You go to the Vegas club pool and you're like, I can either play blackjack here or I can, live the single life.
It is so bad. It's like the way Pete had to set that up with like the
golf
color commentary.
It's all true. Downhill, number 14, beautiful. Downhill par 5, over a pond, true great risk reward par 5. Going for it in 2. A lot of reward, a lot of risk, though. Seeing a lot of balls in the water.
Oh, it's funny. Okay, so I'm reading in the chat and I'm seeing people saying bonk season, and I definitely read that as bank season, like a joke, like this is in Peter's bank season.
My team, I mean, you guys are dust. I mean, I just absolutely crushed you guys in this draft.
I mean, Pete.
My team is amazing.
God.
What? Talk to me about where my team stinks. Just try to pick
quarterback and tight end.
It would have been better if you had
fine. I got Tua. He's going to be like QB2.
Your tight ends are really your QBs and your tight ends suck. Like that's just
what I just.
My
tried to
tight
do.
ends are about to get a lot better.
Why,
With the
Pete?
leader.
you better choose
The
Gronk.
leader
Pete,
of the Bengals team.
This is too much stacking. Too much tuna. You took it too far.
How did I take it too far? My team's amazing. Are you kidding me?
Pete, let's talk about how many Jets. This MILF Hunter super stack.
I got
is
the
drunk.
all-time Jets team. The MILF Hunter team
And
is.
you don't even have the best player on the Jets this year.
What are you talking about? Elijah Mitchell is by far the best player. I know
On the
Brees
Jets?
Hall. Yeah, he's going to be real
Listen,
good. I got Michael Carter. Then let me tell you.
He lists a player who's on San Francisco. That's where we are tonight.
Oh yeah, sorry, I mixed up my Elijahs. Elijah Moore.
Minus 700 plus 700. Like I get it.
Yeah, I mixed it up. Yeah, fair enough. I deserve that.
And you
Look at this
drafted
team.
Jerry Jeudy just because you played poker with his lawyer.
Judy
I
and
mean,
Juju, a little mini correlation within the correlations, bud.
Oh, the names.
Come on,
The
week
names
17
are
bros. You guys know where we're going here. Look at
Oh, I
that
thought
team.
we were
Just
going-
bring it back up. Put it up there. It's
I'll tell you
beautiful.
where I'm going. Castle Pines, that downhill par 5. That's where I'm headed.
You wish you were heading there. That place is the go.
They do flyovers. Like you can.
That's where the BMW is hosted. Saw Peyton Manning there on Sunday. Nice guy. It's the
Oh, my
place.
goodness.
It really is.
What'd you guys talk about? Like that one hand that you guys had against each other, or that night that you guys were.
I've met him before, and obviously he hadn't, he's met a lot of people, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Peyton Manning." Oh, hey Peyton, good to see you again.
Have we been asked this? Do you think Tiger would recognize you, right?
Way more than Peyton would recognize me, and Peyton's close with a lot of my close friends.
Maybe not in a crowd, but if like you walked up.
0% in the crowd. Tiger really was enamored with my heckler, and I had some egregious shanks, so maybe he'll remember me.
Who was your heckler again?
A random person, I had no idea, but Tiger loved it.
Was it like that's probably the closest you get to if like an internet commenter section just materialized in real life? It's just like
Also, if you guys noticed, and this is what I should have talked to Peyton about actually, and that group of Tiger, Condoleezza Rice. Did you guys see where she went?
Oh
No.
yeah. What team was it? The
Where do you think?
Browns. Well, she was been working with the
Browns.
Browns for a bit, but I
She
didn't
was
see
with the
anything.
Browns. Where is she now?
is it the Broncos?
The Broncos.
It all comes.
Working the magic.
Brian Weinhorst, baby. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Who do you think had a lot to do with that?
Oh my goodness. Well,
Just to
is
be
very
clear,
fun.
are you saying that when you played golf with Condoleezza, that's what led to the connection for her coming to the Broncos?
She taught at DU. She loves Colorado. And I said, yeah, the Broncos could really use your help. And what do you know? Played dice with John Elway. My buddies play golf with Peyton. We're making shit happen over here.
You get
Oh, that's
peeped on
hilarious.
Olivia
Like,
Culpo.
It's
You're
probably
a
like
true
some
hero.
truth.
He loves to play golf. I'm
Masters.
telling you, 14 at Castle Pines at downhill par 5, the best scenery of any golf hole you've ever been on.
All right. So here's how you prove it: is you get around with Condoleezza in Augusta, and then you will be able to prove it to yourself.
I almost asked for that. And I think if I would have held up on the back nine, I would have had the courage, but then I imploded like a mental midget. So, alas.
This is
Peyton
very
is
fun.
also a member at Augusta, though. So Peyton, maybe Peyton had something to do with it.
Hop on spaces after this where Peter will name drop everyone that he has brushed shoulders with and everyone that he could potentially play golf with.
His
That's all I
space,
did.
your
And
space
look
with
at my
Brandon.
puppy team. Let's just rehash. I mean, if you want to talk about other than Leonard Fournette, I mean, that team was absolutely gorgeous. And I had the time. I would have taken Gesicki over Michael Carter.
I was gonna say your spaces with Brandon Adams. So much of it is just over my head. It's impressive. He just drops just dimes of knowledge. That's just like yeah.
Yeah, he's impressive. We need you guys out there. Pete, are you ever going to join in the spaces? Or are you a spaces? You're YouTube only. There's no engagement farming on spaces.
No, I mean, space is actually where you engagement farm. You get more followers and all that. I just trying to scale back. Pete. Trying to do less. Not trying to hash it.
What does that entail?
There's no nip slips on Spaces.
I have a face. I don't have a face for Spaces, Pete.
You do look good. The chest hair is just thriving. You know, it looks like you're still working out. How many push-ups? Oh yeah, the biceps. How many push-ups do you think you could do right now?
I don't know, Pete. I mean, our quarantine periscopes. I mean, that was before StreamYard even came into my life. I know.
Pete, what do you think? Do you think we can bribe your wife? Can I get you out on the golf course? The ETR guys, it's work. Plus,
when are you guys golfing?
Basically every day. So whatever day you want to do.
Basically every day.
Not every day, but 2 of the 3.
No. I have carved out. Levitan. I think he said we were gonna have a gathering at his house. Like I was planning on heading out there like Friday afternoon or evening.
So you're gonna be with the wife then. So you're already banking quality time there.
Plus, that's increasing relationship with Ashley and forgetting about Adam's wife. Was it Morgan? Lauren, sorry. Yeah.
2 Laurens.
Yep.
Yeah, just
seems like you need to be on the golf course, smacking some golf balls around, smoking joints, drinking beers. Just seems like it.
It sounds lovely. It really does. It does sound lovely.
And also, we have the Leone Dr. Glenn one-on-one bet.
When is that? Do we have a date for that?
There is a date for that. I played with Glenn today. His left hand's getting better.
I can't keep track with all these events because then they're climbing Mount Beardstat one of the days.
Imagine climbing. That's the one you pass on. That's the one where you snap fold.
I've climbed that mountain with my dad when I was in high school.
That's an easy fold. That's an easy fold.
All right, we'll figure it out.
When's betting Olympics round 2? That's what I want to know.
Seriously.
This needs to start being planned. At least while
3 Donkeys is back, Pete.
It's close.
Yeah, now we can do. Let's bring back the gambling Olympics, and we'll get a bunch of companies to sponsor it.
We'll organize it a little bit better this time.
Yeah. We should get a sick house somewhere awesome, not Vegas in August, right?
The week leading up to the Super Bowl in Arizona, gambling Olympics.
Underdog sponsors it.
Maybe
Underdog can actually take legal action on it too. That's actually a thing we've talked about.
Now that would be the ultimate if we had pick-ems on the gambling.
I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah. That would be the nuts.
So you'd be a favorite. I've been working on my Connect 4 game. I'm probably going to play Connect 4 with Ashley.
Dude, I played Connect 4 last weekend. I was a little rusty, but it brought back some good memories.
My Connect 4 game is dialed right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I played against myself when we were on a train in Alaska because life was sleeping next to me, and it's the only game I have on my phone. And I tied once, and I won and lost once.
That's the loneliest
thing. How do you
decide
who wins and loses?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're
one
playing
time
against yourself.
Right. So I tied once, and the other time I either won or lost. I'm not sure, but yeah.
That's disgusting. All right, we're gonna power this down. Thank you to Justin for joining us tonight. Give people again the timeline for the Jokers, and if the Deposit Kingdom members want to be part of all of that.
Yeah, well, I would say just honestly join now. We've got this really fun scavenger hunt that there's prizes of like NFL tickets, MLB, NBA tickets or stuff, and it's just taking pictures of a whole bunch of shit, and it's really it's fun. So join in now. Otherwise, pre-order starts next week. But yeah, come on in and select the Deposit Kingdom flair, and that's how you align yourself to Deposit Kingdom for early mint. But then also when we do like cross community contests, like British Open this week, we're doing one there. You pick golfers. You then get points for the community that you're representing. It's fun time.
Awesome. Pete, it was good to have you back on the show tonight. I will hopefully, I'll be syncing up with you next week.
If you don't golf with me, I'm going to be devastated.
It's not like I'm bringing my fucking clubs out there, Pete. I need the Levitan white glove treatment.
I want time touching grass with you in the golf course, some J's and some beers.
All right. Well, we're going to need to coordinate. Like, we're going to need Ashley and Lauren into the fold to like plan something so Lauren doesn't think I'm just abandoning her.
Does Lauren like to shop?
Sure.
Can you, if you sponsor, I'll host you at the golf club. If you sponsor Ashley and Lauren,
Fuck off. I know I'm getting it in bad there.
that would be a pretty bad ratio. We'll spend a couple $100 and Ashley will bankrupt you.
No, you're going to host me out of the goodness of your heart because you're sick of playing with Peyton Manning and Brandon Stokely and you want to
I haven't
salt
played
of
with
the earth
Peyton.
harder.
Brandon played today. Brandon won the money today. Stokely won the money today.
Ask Ashley if you can get a fifth of her purse.
There we go.
Fractional ownership of the purse. Now we're talking.
There we go. All right. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us tonight. We'll see what crew we have for us on Tuesday. Shout out to Underdog. As always, getting that puppy before it fills. I have a feeling next time we hop on air, that puppy will be filled. Thank you to Justin for joining us. Check out On the Moment, TOC, all the stuff with Jolly Jokers, Jennings, ETR, all of his stuff, golfing, yada, 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 peeping.
Lucky Trader, unabated.com. Do we talk about Underdog?
We literally drafted on Underdog.
Money on Underdog and just blast. There's nothing better.
That's right. Promo code Pete. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.